Man, those crazy YouTubers, those crazy anti-fever content creators, they're always miserable. They're never happy. They're always complaining about something. It's exhausting. Hey, welcome back, by the way, to the channel. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Quick favor, as always, tap the like button. Go ahead, do it. Tap it, click it, smash it, whatever it is you enjoy doing to that like button. You have at it, okay? Comment below, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. I truly do appreciate it. So, as you all know, the Indiana Fever beat the Atlanta Dream last night. And as you may know, a lot of people were kind of like, that's not the Caitlin Clark that I know. And I know some people are going to say, oh, well, she was sick. But again, what we saw was we saw a lot, except for a couple of moments that were fantastic where Caitlin looked, we got a glimpse of Caitlin being Caitlin. And that was the only time I really heard the crowd truly be into it. It looked a lot of like Caitlin has accepted her role as sort of the third option in the Stephanie White system, right? Not a lot of running, getting things to AB, getting things to Kelsey Mitchell, and then, Caitlin Clark kind of as an afterthought, just kind of keeping the offense humming a little bit, that sort of thing. And a lot of people are like, oh, no, you're all just complaining. You complain all the time. Well, it seems to me there are more and more people not too happy because the Indiana Fever, of course, put out a tweet and I got it here somewhere. And, the reaction to it, not great. They put out a tweet celebrating. They put out a little bit of Stephanie White, who, of course, singled out Kelsey Mitchell. And then it was all the team this, the team that. And we worked for, there were some subtle shots, it seemed, at Caitlin Clark. But here we go. That was boring as doo-doo from the dodo. This is an entertainment product. If it is not entertaining to watch, people will tune out. That's why Iowa's so popular. Motion offense is not entertaining. And again, the motion offense is getting nothing for this team. It's all the individual talent that is getting it done because the shots are not being created by the motion offense itself. The individual players are having to put things on their shoulder once they get down in the shot clock, and they're having to make things happen. It's not Stephanie White's offense at all that is allowing them to get points. Of course, a lot of doo-doo emojis. So you give Kelsey Mitchell flowers, but not Caitlin Clark with 17, 7, 8. Kelsey Mitchell is nothing but a scorer. She's a one-dimensional player. I don't care if she scores, but she needs to share the damn ball. Ball hog don't win championships. That's why Kelsey Mitchell never won anything. And that's what I've said. Now, I will say that last night was one of those rare games where Kelsey Mitchell was so on fire with her shooting that you say, finally, maybe she's a net positive for the team, because the fact that she does nothing else at all well, scoring doesn't make up for that. Right? Scoring doesn't make, again, that's why with the whole offense, defense thing and the ratings, the video I did, that's why Caitlin Clark is up near the top and Kelsey Mitchell is down near the bottom. But we never hear about all these other things that Kelsey Mitchell can't do. Please, enough of Steph White's motion offense. It makes the games unwatchable. We want Showtime Fever, not Steph White offense. People that have been watching basketball for years, decades really, know the difference between a coach that plays checkers versus chess. I grew up watching Dean Smith, Coach K, and Jimmy V. If this is the standard, then I really hope that most of your fans don't know basketball. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Thanks, Stephanie White. You turned the Fever into a boring game. You had the it factor and turned it into the doo-doo factor. This is your grandma's game. We can nap in our seats, and kids no longer need headphones to protect ears from noise. Why doesn't Coach White challenge some of those ridiculous fouls called on the Fever players? Opposing coaches do, and they win the challenges. Some of them are just no-brainers. White doesn't even try. She does when it is another player. She tries when it's Aaliyah Boston. She does not try when it's Caitlin Clark, and we are going to get into that here in a moment. Let me give you a couple of examples of the pure talent of Caitlin Clark that it allows fans to get excited, that is being minimized because it only happens outside of the offense when Caitlin Clark decides for whatever reason at a specific moment that she's going to try and make something happen. And of course, we had this for those that maybe have watched it, didn't quite get it. Here's a very cool camera view reconstruction. Yes, this pass does go where you think it goes. Yep, that is between Ryan Howard's legs. You are seeing this correctly. Yes, this did happen, and thankfully, Lexi Hall made that, because I tell you what, that is one of those where you're like, this is a bucket. This is an easy bucket, and it's just you have so much time to think about it. I mean, she's got more time to think about this than you usually get with a layup. Thank goodness that went in. By the way, that drives me nuts with sometimes the way Lexi is playing, because she has such a nice looking little jump shot in the mid range, right? The high release and all of that, the hesitation. Like, I really do like her shot, because I hate the shot put stuff that, no offense, sorry, is like 99% of the women in the league. And then, we also had this as well. Again, breakdown. And yes, this is what, as I said, this is what gravity looks like, because the other teams, even though Stephanie White takes her away from the offense anyway, the other teams still understand who she is. Boom. Right? This is gravity. This is what Caitlin Clark brings to a team, which makes everyone else so much better and makes the game for them so much easier, because the entire team is focused on taking away Caitlin Clark. By the way, I got to say now, this might have been a little lack of effort too, but that's AB, right? This is one of the better, more solid picks I've seen from AB. And I will also say this. This is one of the better jobs I've seen from Caitlin Clark in terms of the timing of all of this and rubbing close enough to the player setting the pick, right? One of the things that drives me absolutely crazy, because we get on players who set bad picks a lot. But to be fair, a lot of it is also on the player with the ball, or if they're coming off of it, off ball to catch something, they do a terrible job of setting up. You have to set up your defender to run them into the pick. It's not all on the player setting it. They're going to be stationary. Now you've got to run your player into them, and too many don't. They're terrible at it. But you can see Caitlin Clark does a good job with it. There's a solid pick. She is gone. And then Kelsey running away. And again, this is not Stephanie White's offense. Kelsey runs away, which takes her player with her, makes her confused. So now we have the other big who is guarding Aaliyah Boston. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. I have to cut off Caitlin Clark in space. How about some help? I'm going to need help. So the other player slides over to help. Caitlin says, you know what? I'm going to reset. Now you have 1, 2, 3 players over there. If you look, you've got the fourth with Kelsey. The fifth is down at the edge of the box, except the player she's guarding, Sophie Cunningham, is all the way out in the corner, and you can't even see her. And now let me go by that player, and everyone else is going to collapse. Four players, count them, 4 defenders, I should say, in the lane to address Caitlin Clark. And by the way, this is why so many of the Fever players produce offensively, 100% because of Caitlin Clark. The problem is that stuff is way too far apart. It happens not nearly often enough in games when Stephanie White's offense takes control and they run that system for most of the game. And no one wants to see that. And you can see the fans are pissed off about it, and they're tired of it. They don't want to see that going forward. It's not going to keep the fans. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Where are you with this? Are you chalking it up to some struggles and, it's because Caitlin was sick? Or are you worried a little bit about she's kind of getting into and buying into the Stephanie White offense, and we're going to see less of Caitlin Clark? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Truly do appreciate it. I will talk to you later.